Trans tactics. Finally, my goodness. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I've been sick. I've been gone, and but finally we are back on track. You look great. I mean, it's probably because you are in San Francisco,
Yeah,
or is it
yeah. I'm
Lisbon?
currently on
No.
top of the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge.
Ah, that's a good spot to do some tactics, I would say.
You can do tactics anywhere. Yeah, nice to see you. Sorry you're not feeling well, Arne. I do
It's okay.
hope you get better real soon. It's
Uh,
no fun being sick.
yeah, I really was. I really forgot how it is because it's been probably 4 or 5 years for the
Wow.
last time
Okay.
I was sick. Yeah, and of course the COVID situation, because we didn't have much contact. We were wearing masks. We were washing our hands. That didn't give much space to get sick again. But then it happened. Probably, unfortunately, on a chess tournament. Duh.
There you go.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
good reason. Don't play chess tournaments, people.
yeah. Yeah, play online, learn
What more?
tactics.
What more? What more do you want?
But after all,
Yeah.
I was really happy to play over the board again. I hope you at home can do this too. And if so, please wear a mask. Have this little spray there because after every chess tournament I've played, I've almost always gotten sick. It's like the normal thing. It's the normal thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. You
Yeah.
you share a room with a bunch of unhygienic chess players.
Yeah, and then you touch the same pieces, and it's going
Exactly.
downhill from there. Okay, so what are we talking today
Okay, so
about today?
today we're going to continue on our theme of looking at games from some of the greatest masters of all time. And today we're going to take a look at a few positions from the games of Alexander Beliavsky. Now,
Okay,
how much do you know about Beliavsky, Anna?
literally hardly
Zero.
anything. I heard the name a couple of times, and that's it. So you have to refresh the memory a little bit, please, for everybody. And I apologize
Yeah.
for every Belyavsky fan outside there. I'm just ignorant, but I will learn, and this is part of the show too. So yeah.
Okay, so Beliavsky still actually plays chess. He's uh,
Oh,
I guess he's close to 70 or maybe even 70 already.
whoa.
He's originally from the Soviet Union. He was born, I think, in Ukraine. I think he's
Huh.
from Western Ukraine, actually.
Oh, okay.
Um, and so he was one of, I mean, he's been a grandmaster for probably 40 plus years. He
Wow.
was often playing the Soviet championships. He was playing all the big guns in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. In fact, I think he actually got to over 2,700 in the 90s. So when you're 2,700 plus in the 90s, it's not like being 2,700 now. If you're 2,710 or 2,720 in 1997, you're pretty much top five in the world.
True.
He's been living in Slovenia for some years now and playing for Slovenia,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
as it turns out. And he was very, very close to qualifying for World Championships. He can also be included. I'm not sure if he's quite in the group of strongest players never to become world champion because I mean, for sure he was an elite player, but he he didn't quite um, get to that absolute pinnacle of the Korchnoi of this world, or
Yeah.
that kind of grouping of player, in my opinion. Of course, he's a class player. He's still very, very tough. He often played in Gibraltar, which is where I saw him. I never played Beliavsky over the board.
But you saw him live.
Yeah, I saw him live. I have absolutely no knowledge of how he is actually as a person.
Okay.
All I do know is that he actually, if I remember correctly, has the record for having defeated the most amount of world champions. So
Oh,
he has beaten 9 or 10 world champions. So
wow.
that's impressive. That's
That is
how long he's been
impressive.
around.
So, is that because his playing? What do you know anything about his playing style? Was he like a sharp player
Um,
or just
I
generally
think
good?
I think he was actually quite a universal player, as
Hmm.
it turns out. Beliavsky, he could play. He could really play any kind of position. He was very tactically sharp in his younger days. He knows how to play orthodox structures. I mean, he's just a well-rounded chess player. I mean,
Yeah,
He's not well known for his attacking brilliancies or something like that, as far as I know.
I
I
see.
think he's just known as a good chess player.
But still, he has some nice tactics. We will look at least at one of them if we can make it through
We're
it.
gonna we're gonna we're gonna look at a few, hopefully.
That depends on how well I'm doing. And
That's
of
true.
course, I have to give my little speech for you at home if you found us on YouTube, because more and more people find us through the YouTube search and you do not know about this show yet. Everything about this show is on the ChessBase news site. Just click on the link in the description. And there are also the boards of the positions we're looking at today. And you are actually invited to join us with solving the puzzles. This is a little tactic training for you personally to get sharp again with your tactics and learn something on how to solve them. And you can always pause the video. We will mention it when it is time to do so. So we're black. No, we're white, of course. And
We're white, yeah. So
ah,
this is the first position. This is the game Beliavsky against Larsen
mhm.
from 1984,
Larsen.
and I believe it was in the Soviet Union. This game was played as white to play, and the situation. This is obviously something that's come from a Caro-Kann opening, a kind of classical Caro-Kann, where white is clearly looking to attack. Question is, how does he proceed? Because black might be threatening just to take on d6 here. Rook.
Yeah.
So
That is, yeah, it looks actually super uncomfy for white. It must be something good. So for you at home, think about it. Take your time. Don't put on the engine. Use your own brain. Think about it for as long as you can. And then unpause the video and let us solve this together. So my initial idea is immediately taking on g7 with the rook and
good
then giving a check on
on g4.
g4 with the queen. But the knight on h7 goes to g5, and yeah, let's see how we can continue from there, because now our rook on e1 is also hanging.
Right.
Unpleasant.
Exactly. Very unpleasant. In fact, not only do you have knight g5, you could probably just put the king on f8 there. There's no even
f8, yeah.
real
Yeah,
need
there's a
to
couple
block.
of moves, unfortunately. And of course, when
Yeah.
this is what we learned from the tactics shows already a couple of times. If there's a chance to find a variation where there's little to or little moves left, that's normally a good sign that you can calculate it better, quicker, and even get to a result. Yeah, so yeah, and d6 is up. I mean, even a2. The queen is not very flexible because of the queen on a5. It's so, and this is a crazy thing which I'm just figuring out right now. So if I would have this position over the board as white,
Yeah.
I would probably, after thinking a couple of minutes, I would go like, oh damn, I'm in trouble. And actually there is a solution for white, which is funny. So
Okay.
what about taking on f6 first with
Okay.
the
So
bishop?
we take on f6, and
Takes
after knight
back,
takes.
only move probably, right? And but now our bishop is gone.
Now our great bishop is gone, and our knight is
Uh,
hanging,
yeah.
and the d4 pawn might fall after all of that as well.
So, but due to this, I've found a little new motif which is taking on
Okay.
e6 after f7. Maybe this comes in handy earlier, but that doesn't help because the rook just takes, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing there.
Doesn't feel like
Wow, there's
doesn't.
so little space for good moves. I'm
Yeah. This one is tricky. I
either
mean,
I'm
this is
rusty.
the solution is a forcing move though.
It is a forcing move. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a different kind of forcing.
So
move.
let's get on to not delay this for too much longer. What is the move and why, and how can we figure it out?
Okay, so when your process was absolutely correct here. So you looked at rook takes g7, you looked at bishop takes f6. So you looked at the check, you looked at the capture. They don't work. So the only other forcing moves that exist are actual direct threats.
Mhm.
So I look around the board and I say, well, what can I do here? And that's when the move rook to a3 suddenly appears. Now, these sorts of moves are very, very tough to find. But you try and distract the queen away from the attack of the rook, which we already saw was a problem. And the point is that black doesn't have too many places to go. The first move you look at is the move queen to d5, centralizing the queen. But this actually now, if you continue playing the forcing moves, runs into a very nasty idea.
Looks
which
to me
is,
like c4, exactly.
yeah,
And
c4.
after queen takes on g2, the rook goes to g3 back.
Exactly. And believe it or
Beautiful.
not, the queen is trapped. Amazing.
Yep.
Because when the queen comes here, it's in the line of the bishop. Now you can take and you win the queen on the next move.
I love that you chose this example, Lawrence, because it is
Yeah.
tricky. Because I
Yes.
had my whole focus on checkmating. And of course that's
Yeah.
but that doesn't necessarily mean
Right.
that you have to checkmate. Yeah,
Right,
there is
right.
yes, if you focus everything on the right side of the board, you just miss that the queen actually doesn't have a very pleasant situation there. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the end. I mean, that to a certain extent, that's right. But also, that you have to contemplate other moves here because there are other moves to the queen. So
There's
there
four
are
other moves, right? Yeah. So
two.
queen.
Well, four theoretically four, yes, but realistically two, which is queen here
Yeah.
or queen back to b6. Now, queen to c7 we can kind of rule out because it runs into a discovered attack on the queen, and you don't have to analyze that too deeply.
Is that really? Yeah, because I'm thinking like the discovered move is like not. I didn't see it that. Ah, yeah, of course I'm attacking the rook. Sorry.
You're attacking the rook as well. Yeah, I mean, there might even be something. There might even be something better there, but
Okay.
it's all right. So,
Let's start
so
with queen b4.
yeah, so queen b4 is interesting, but it might run into something very similar. In fact, this is a worse version for black because at the very least now I play the move rook to b3 as white, and I'm attacking the b7 pawn, and I'm going to then attack the rook after that, right? Even if you attack me, I've got knight takes b7, and I don't think you can take on a2 because I think I can just take on d8, and it's only one check on a1 after king d2, and I should be fine.
Looks valid, yeah.
Yeah, so really, actually, it doesn't take long to realize that the only move here for black is to come back to b6, the move queen b6. And now, once again, you continue in the same vein. You can play rook b3, which is probably all right, by the way. But I guess after rook b3, the only thing that black has got, he's got an additional option
Queen
with queen
exchange.
a6. And black might just hold on because this trade here, the knight is still hanging and d4 is still hanging. So instead, you carry on. So what is the next move then if we've been attacking this queen?
Well, yeah, I'm wondering if it's too slow, but for you at home, if you want to, if you haven't figured it out immediately, stop the video once again. But I'm thinking of c4.
Well, c4.
It is too slow. And also the queen can go to b4 maybe after that.
No, this is interesting. c4 here might be all right. Maybe here black can play
c5, huh?
c5, yeah. Maybe to give a bit more space for this queen. The queen can come to c6 now. And after takes, don't see a way for white to win immediately. Again, the knight on d6 is a little bit loose.
In pain.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's not the way. So okay. Then the other obvious move is knight to c4, attacking the queen again, and then there's only queen. Yeah, there's not only. There's two moves again. Yeah. Queen b5 and queen b4.
And after queen b5, you continue.
How do we continue? So what happens? No, that doesn't. Well, the rook goes to b3. The queen goes to a6 again.
Yeah. Not rook to b3, but
it's rook a5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you see the move rook a5, and you're like, "Oh my goodness!" Queen b4 and c3.
Yeah, c3 or even a3.
Oh, sorry.
Doesn't matter.
Well, actually, the queen can come back to f8 here, but it doesn't matter because when the queen does come back this way, you've got your knight out dodge, you've got your queen out dodge. Now you can just take a pawn, and you've won a full pawn.
Yes, the queen.
Sometimes you don't attack. Sometimes it's how many weeks have we had tactic shows where we're just, finishing things with these glorious,
Yeah.
gorgeous. Sometimes you can just take it cool and win a nice pawn and get out the way. And look how solid white is here.
True.
And for sure, he's got a winning advantage. In fact, in the game, black played queen b4, and black played queen b4 here. White could have got that winning advantage with c3, but he found an awesome move. I already put it on the board. Bishop d6. This is absolutely lovely, by the way. So he sacrifices a bishop in order to block the queen.
Beautiful. Now I see it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Really nice. And white wins even more material. And Larsen actually gave up here.
Yeah. Nice one.
Very nice. So again, look for those swinging, the long moves and the backwards moves. Those are the two hardest kind of moves in chess. But if you've got your wits about you, you can find them.
Excellent lesson, Lawrence. Yeah. That's so
ready for a hard one.
So let's see.
Beliavsky Anand from the famous Linares tournament of 1993. What an absolute mess we have on the board here. Who's going to promote first? Is it white? Is it black? Goodness me. How do you go about playing this position? Now, we do the same thing. All right, important. We do go through the motions. Okay? So in other words, what are the first moves we look at? Not necessarily checks, because we can already see that we don't have a check per se here, but
it's the f6, but it doesn't help at all.
Yeah, we're basically the situation is clear. If black are queens and we don't have anything, it's over. So we've got to either stop black queening and force our own queen through, or something along those lines, right? That's clearly what we need to do. So
stop the video at home. It's time to use your brain. And Lawrence said it, this is a hard one. So yeah, don't be ashamed if it takes 10, 15, 20 minutes or even a day longer. You could always unpause the video a day later. That's fine. So immediately to mind comes for me the rook to a8, which looks a bit too easy.
No, this is a perfectly reasonable move. I just have
I found a counter against it. Yeah, me too. Which is king to g7.
Well, you can go king to g7, but that's a little too fancy even for my taste. Why can't I just make a queen?
Oh yeah, that's even better.
And then king to g7, right? And now this white king is not going to survive.
Yeah, I mean, I can give a check on g8, and then white gets the queen, but
you can.
Yeah, but it doesn't help because that's the last check. No, it isn't.
Yeah,
it is. King, but yeah, there's the knight.
King h7.
There's the knight check on f8. The king goes back.
Yeah, king goes back to g7.
Then, yeah, that is
probably that. You go queen b2, but then you've
queen
got the knight.
b2, yeah.
Oh no, I can't take the knight's mate. My goodness.
Oh yes.
Mate in one. Holy cow! Look at that.
When you say messy, that
But maybe I can just block with e5.
So
E5,
many
F6.
options. Crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty insane, huh?
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Yeah. So, but no, that's not right, and that feels like it shouldn't be right either. Okay.
But yeah, and this is the thing. Of course, once again, we found a clue. It should be something very straightforward to force a win. So another idea would be b8, queen.
Right. So we look for the queening moves first. b8, queen. And clearly against this one, probably it's a bit different, right? Because with the rook on a7 as well, I don't think we can queen here, because now after something like takes, king g7 runs into queen f8 check, and we lose with black, I'm pretty sure. King h7, now I wouldn't hesitate in playing a move like knight
yes,
f6
that is
to open
actually
up
brilliant. Nice one. Yeah, that should do it, right? Almost.
Yeah, that's mate.
That's just can't the king just go to f5 somehow? I mean, worst case I take here, right? I mean, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
not a.
yeah,
No, no,
it's
that's
not
good.
a
That's
try.
good.
But of course, we're not going to do that. We're
Yeah.
going to take the queen off first, obviously. This is an easy refutation. And now after takes, we make a queen. I mean, we're way too slow.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
Unfortunately.
b8 equals queen, rook a8 doesn't work.
Last chance I have on the plate is c7.
Now, this is a much more serious try, isn't it? Because now if we queen, we once again have this c takes d8 equals queen.
But
So
now
black
the
now,
b pawn is blocking the rook.
well, I mean, yes.
That is so nasty.
It's maybe okay. It's maybe okay.
So, okay, what happens if black queens now?
Okay, so if black queens now, I think it's probably over, right? Because we can take.
But now we're doing the same thing without the rook being on this line, right? Genau, yeah, exactly.
You mean here?
Yeah.
Right, okay. That's true, but we do make like 4 queens here with white. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay, no, you know what we're doing? We're just sacrificing the queen.
Then we get that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's check. It's queen takes d5 check, Arne.
Takes d5 check.
You want to do something like this?
No, I wanted to go queen h8 check.
Oh, wow.
Because like this, we're opening our line again.
That's beautiful.
Right?
Well done. Yeah, this is great. This is great. And we get the same position as we want with the rook on the.
Of course,
we get our stuff.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah, this is great. This is wonderful. Well done. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that works.
Wow.
So, okay, so we can't queen with black here.
Okay.
So what can we do?
Maybe we just take the knight on
take
d7
the knight, right?
With the other rook, yeah.
With this rook, right? On d5. Okay, so rook takes d7. All right, so now this is where concrete calculation really comes into play. So white has got 2 acceptable moves in this position, right?
Yeah.
He can play queen. He can play queen. And that's it, because we already know he can't take here, because after rook takes, you can try rook a8, but now I'm going to queen. And when you queen, we definitely don't win this position. Well, I can just take your queen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, time to stop the video one more time.
Yeah. So
calculate a bit better here.
These 2 moves, exactly. So.
But which one is more... I don't see the big... Well, it has to be queen b8. For... No, it doesn't necessarily have to be queen b8.
Well, let's say we do. Let's start with it. I mean, what difference does it make? We can analyze both, right? We go queen b8 equals queen, and he goes d1 equals queen. And the problem here is I see no win for white.
Yeah, me neither.
Because if we take on d8, check, rook takes d8, we've got no more checks and our king is wide open.
Exactly, yeah.
And if we don't have that, then it might just be the end of the game. It might be that simple.
Yeah, but I don't see the big difference from c8. Queen.
Yeah, exactly. There might not be a big difference. After c8 equals queen, we'd probably just do the same thing.
Yeah, so there must be something else.
So, in fact, basically, the move c7 doesn't work. So, c7 doesn't work, b8 doesn't work, rook a8 doesn't work. So, what is the only other way we could possibly continue here?
Jeez. Well, we can go to a1 maybe with the rook.
We actually have to play the move rook to a1,
wow.
It seems. Right? Now, I know that's like...
Once again, such
a hard move to play, but, sometimes you've got to just bite the bullet. But... now we are threatening to go c7, right? Exactly. Now we know that c7 is a threat. And the point is that now if he goes d1 equals queen, I mean, what other move does black have here?
A check on g5, but that...
yeah, but then we put
even
the king
worse,
on h3
actually.
And
taking on d7 doesn't help.
Yeah, so rook takes d7. So let's try this. So rook takes d7.
Doesn't help, no.
c takes d7, he can't take because of queen. And if king to g7, now we can probably just come to d1, right?
Yeah.
And if now we're threatening rook takes d2 and then
Yeah,
d8
the rook is
queen.
just
The rook is stuck.
Cannot move, yeah.
Cannot defend against 2 pawns on the 7th, okay? Okay, so he can't take on c7. So actually, his options are kind of running out here.
I don't see anything, actually. I
Yeah,
mean, it looks like almost clear that this will be nice for black. So what did black move?
Well, black decided to play the move d1 equals queen.
Okay, so we take.
With the idea that after rook takes queen, rook takes rook. In this position, obviously, this move is a huge blunder.
Yeah.
We can take. Sorry, we can just take.
That doesn't
And then
help.
rook behind the pawn wins. So the only move for white here is to play c7. Right?
Yes.
And this is where black played the move rook takes d7. Now this is where we have to be a little bit careful.
But yeah, but now obviously
which of the promotions is the correct promotion?
b8 is the correct one.
It is.
Because
why is c8 not?
It's not working because
not that easy, by the way.
Well, it isn't, right? Yeah, I thought it was a bit easier. So is it no, it's not perpetual check.
No.
Oh. Okay. Oh, it is.
It's actually quite tricky.
Easy, actually.
Yeah, it is true. This is another spot where I would suggest guys at home, if you got this far, this is an absolutely critical moment. You might want to pause here because this is not
from this world.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's from this world. It's very logical when you see it, but yeah, you have to see it first. So pause the video and then we'll come back.
Wow. So I'm thinking. I can only see wow. I know. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at a check. I'm looking at moving the king to f8 and e8, but it's not a fortress.
It's tough. Should I show you? It's a really tough one.
Yes, please.
Okay, so here's the theme, right? It looks actually losing for black because it looks as though when you give all the checks, the king runs up the board, takes h5, and so on. So okay, so this is how this would actually be a good what's the word? Problem, you know, like a composed problem, where you look at rook d2. You try and you want to give all these checks, but you see that the king comes up the board, and you see that finally king takes h5 happens, and you have no more checks, and it's all over. So you have to ask yourself, and that's the way you solve a lot of these compositions, is if there was a way whereby he couldn't run the king up the board, then could we hold the position?
Oh.
And that's where
my goodness,
rook d5 comes in. So the point is that if white makes a queen, now you can play rook takes g5, Zwischenschach, very important. The king moves, and now after takes, and king g7, this position is a draw.
Oh my
God. This is a fortress. You put the pawn on e6, you put the pawn on the rook on f5, and this is actually a very straightforward draw.
Wow.
So after rook d5, the only other move for white to continue is h4, but now you've deprived white of being able to run up the board, and this is where you can give checks for infinity with the rook. Rook, and it's a draw. There's nothing to do. This rook on d2 will give infinite checks wherever the black king goes. So why, therefore, is the move b8 equals queen different? Well, because b8 equals queen attacks the rook on d8 as well, right? So we save, basically black can't play rook d5 here. He has to take, and after c takes b8 equals queen, This is not the same as that other position. Having 2 pawns on the board instead of 1 is massive, and this is just a technically winning game. There's just no 2 ways about it. You can't defend this position with the weak h5 pawn. So that's all she wrote. So even at the end, you have to be precise.
Wow. I think that was probably the toughest tactic I have ever seen on the show so far.
That might have been one, for sure. That was one of the toughest. I have to admit that was not easy whatsoever.
Nice. Do we have one last one?
Yeah, we can do one.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, this one here is Beliavsky against Eingorn, 1990. This one is a bit more straightforward, I would say, probably. So I expect you to kill this one quite easily.
Oh, well, I love it when you say that because the pressure is so low.
You'll be fine.
At home, take a look at the position, pause the video, think about it in your time. Think about that this is all very, very difficult puzzles. So it is really something to use the brain to think about it for a while, to calculate it if possible in your head. But you can, of course, play the moves on the board. That's what it is for. So, yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Of course, we give a check on e8, but I'm almost certain it's not the solution because it would be too easy.
Well, no, but I mean, firstly, you should never be certain of such a thing.
Okay.
I mean, this is an extremely concrete, a very typical exercise that we've done, and you should absolutely start with this check.
Okay.
Okay, so the king has to come to h7.
So, okay.
So our queen is under attack, our bishop is under attack.
Yeah. Now, what happens if... Okay, the next check can follow up either with the queen or the bishop on f5 or c2. Yep. Now the question is, what is more effective, if even? Is anything effective? Or, no, this is not working. What could be... Taking doesn't make sense. Well, let's try it out. I guess we have to go for it.
Okay.
Bishop f5.
Bishop f5 has to be the move, right? We're giving a check. We have to start with this one. Okay, one more forced reply for black here, g6.
Okay, I found it now.
Okay.
I have to do this in my head. Damn it. Yeah. So now we're playing, and if you are this far, or if you solved it, I guess if you have gone this far, you already solved it yourself too. It's rook h8 check, right?
Yeah. It is. Well done. Yeah. Lovely, lovely move. Of course, the point is that after king takes rook,
we take on h6.
Yep.
And checkmate on e8.
Yep.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Correct.
Funky that you... Okay,
it's not the end of the game though, because black can go king g7. But already, when black has to play this move, something should be screaming out to you that this just doesn't.
That should bet you're right. It's still not over. Oh, why?
Right.
Why do I always?
That's all right. Well, you don't panic here. This is the position where you don't panic.
That's true. Yeah.
This is a position.
Okay. Now after queen h6, the king can sneak out to f6, and now the rook. And again, I only see it when I'm. Unfortunately, I guess I mean still not over actually. But I thought about. Rook e6 check now.
Wow. Careful though, rook e6 check. I mean, for a start, yeah. So I can't take on e6. That is mate. That's correct. So taking on e6 is mate. And if I take on f5,
exactly.
Queen h3, rook g4. Got to be sure. Is this mate?
Is it queen h3 check?
Yeah, queen h3, rook g4 looks forced.
Hmm. Not so happy.
Yeah, not so easy, huh?
Jeez. And I thought it was over already. But it isn't. Okay,
No.
let's rewind a
Let's
little.
go back. So rook e6 check is, I mean, remember, we've just won a pawn, so that's a very exotic way to finish this game. I
Okay.
would say there are more standard ways.
So how about we just take the pawn on g6 with the
Yeah,
bishop, right?
I mean,
That's
this
a
is
bit
the
easier,
first
maybe.
move you should really
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
When you've looked at the checks, this is just a destructive sacrifice, right? This
Yeah.
typical destructive. And after pawn takes,
Check on f8, I
yeah,
guess.
the rook
Rook
has to
goes in
block. It's the only
between.
move.
Well, what to do? There's a couple of options again. Is it simply, I think it is just a check on h8 with the queen and we
Yeah,
win a rook.
that's the simplest. There are probably other ways, but this is just the end of the game and black
Yep.
can resign because
Oopsie.
only move
Wow.
and then takes and mate.
Oh yeah, mate is very, very convincing. That's true. Yeah.
Mate is convincing. A relatively straightforward exercise,
True, yeah.
actually, right? I mean, this isn't difficult. We followed the checks, check, and then we just had to find the move rook h8. That was the key move. But it was a check, so that's why we look for the checks, right? Because even sacrificial checks make sense. And I think in a game, if you were really focused, you would find that.
Nice. Yes, yeah. This is a position you wish for to find it too, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Yeah, so everybody, let us move over to the tactic section of ChessBase, to the training section,
Yeah,
and
let me just
get some points, right? And check out how far we can get.
All right, we have solved 354 of 386 positions. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, let's go through the easy ones, not too quickly, because normally we miss something, but here it looks like
No, here
it
is
has to be
here,
e7, right?
Yeah, it is just e7.
Okay.
So next one. This one also we just take the pawn.
I think
check
so,
and take
yeah.
the knight.
G6 has to be correct.
Yeah.
And now, no, still an easy one. Checkmate. Okay, the warm-up is over, I guess. Let's see.
Oh.
No, the warm-up isn't over.
Oh my god. It won't let me load the next position. Oh no, here we go. Okay, knight h5.
Yeah, that gets a little bit weirder here. Oh, it's just, do we take on
really.
f5?
Yeah.
It has to be, right?
That's the easy win. Okay. Okay, 1600. So
okay, we just give a check on a2 and on b3 and then checkmate, right?
Well done.
Yeah,
Right.
and if the rook would have taken it...
and then we win the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, we're still in easy mode.
We're still in 1600 land, yeah. This is...
I think after our last performance, they're just like...
It says 1600, but it shouldn't be. Why is it 1600?
Is it you think it's more difficult? Not so easy, it says. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
I don't see it.
No, me neither. Me neither. Oh boy. Takes with check. Takes back. And then takes with check. Takes. We take, they take. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Shall we take a hint?
Give me a second.
Sure.
I've got it.
No
got
way.
Yeah, I've got it.
You
I've got
must
it.
be quite good with tactics.
I just want to make sure I've got the right. There are two moves, which I know are the right moves. I just need to make sure of the order.
Yeah.
Sorry, the two moves with the same idea. Okay, I'm going to say it's rook d1.
Rook to d1.
With the idea that after rook takes rook, we then play the Zwischenschach, knight takes f6 check and win the queen. But he's got the move queen d7.
And what about our rook f3?
Rook f3, knight, rook f3, rook takes d8, bishop takes d8, knight takes f6, bishop takes f6, queen takes f5, and we protect our queen with the rook on f1.
Oh, that's nice.
But the question is, after rook d1, queen d7.
Queen d7.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's why I was thinking, can we go rook e3 instead of rook d1? And if there's any difference, and
I think oh no, we cannot. Oh no, my gosh! Wow.
What have you got it?
No. I am just like, this is so difficult. My gosh.
No. I don't.
Shall we take a hint?
No, I mean,
You think
let's
you're
just play rook d1.
okay?
Fuck. Damn it. Oh no, we lost 6 points. Let me try rook e3. It has to be rook e3. What?
Oh no.
Oh wait, is it just knight f2? No, rook takes f3. What the? Oh no, it's knight f2. The bishop on e7 is hanging. It's just this move. Goodness me. And we just take. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it was so easy actually. After all,
it was just so easy. I was overthinking it. Yeah.
So they. Oh god.
All right.
But it was really difficult.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man.
That was annoying. Okay.
Oh my
So this one here looks like bishop a6, just winning the knight is very strong.
Bishop a6, okay.
But then he's got f4, bishop takes d3. So bishop a6 threatens bishop takes d3.
True, that is a very good threat, right?
And if he moves the queen,
what happens if the bishop, the knight goes to c? No, c4,
no,
f7.
No, it's bishop
also
a6.
not. No, it has to be. Yeah. Nice.
Okay, let's
back
get
on
those
track.
All right,
Oh,
this
that's
one
a
here
toughie.
says difficult. Doesn't look that difficult. I mean, bishop takes g3 is screaming to be played. I don't understand why it's difficult.
Bishop takes g3. Bishop takes g6.
Queen takes h4.
Okay, that looks very mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rook takes back.
Queen. Queen takes h4.
Oh, okay.
King,
okay, wait a second. Bishop takes g3. Queen g4.
What? Pawn takes queen?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's
what
not
the
right.
heck is? I'm still sick.
Yeah, queen
I
g4.
cannot solve this stuff.
Yeah, no. Queen g4 ain't gonna.
It has.
Ain't gonna do it.
It looks. Is there anything hidden? Is there any like? I think that looks good. I think. G3 rook takes. No, that's not working. Wait a second. But what happens? G3 rook takes. Queen h4 check.
Yeah.
King g2.
Yeah, rook takes h5. Simply. With a winning attack, like queen.
You're
h2
right.
check.
Okay, let's play this, right?
Yeah, I mean this has to be the move, right?
Nice. Nice.
Right.
Nice.
On to the next. Okay, this is mate in whatever in 3. All right, let's go on to the next one. This is
Oh my
reasonably
goodness.
simple.
No, it cannot be. It looks. This is
Maybe
terrible.
not.
I mean, first of all, the queen is hanging for black, and that's probably
No,
not the
our queen is
strongest.
hanging then. I mean, I see.
Oh,
I think I
yes.
see it, but I don't understand why it's tough.
D6, right?
Well, you've got d6 or rook takes e7 check first.
Takes e7, but if rook takes e7, king takes, then
e6 check.
the king just goes. Okay, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. You are right. You are right. So maybe the rook taking is better because after d6.
Yeah.
After d6.
But he can go king f8. This is what I'm trying to
Yeah, but
work out.
can we
But
just
maybe after
not
king f8.
check on e7 then and then take the queen?
I'm going to go with rook takes e7. I'm pretty sure that's the right move.
Yes.
Hey, he just took. Okay, well, now we have the easy solution.
Okay,
but
good.
my question is, oops, excuse me, damn. I thought that was back in terms of moves. Never mind. It's all right. Okay, on to another one here. This one is...
That's easy. We take on
easy.
e4 with the knight.
Yeah, it is. Take
Takes.
king 8, king c1. But now we have a really nice finish. I do see it.
Oh, it's
Well, actually, we can just take on d1. That's
yeah,
actually
taking on d1 is the only thing I see, right? Yeah.
Okay.
And the queen
And
would
if
go
king
to
takes, we would put the queen
to b1.
Queen b1, knight c1, rook d8 check. Yeah. This and rook d8 check. Looks crushing. Bishop d4, we have c5, picking up the piece.
And what if the king
moves,
just goes to e2?
now we can just take.
Oh yeah, okay. That's nice. All right. So do we have time? Yeah, let's make one or two more.
Okay,
I want a real toughie.
This one here is...
It's a real toughie. Our queen is really trapped. Bishop g5, rook takes d1.
Bishop f6 doesn't work.
Takes. And then we have a piece less.
What the hell is this? White to play and win? You're kidding me, right?
This is really crazy.
Is this real? I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
I understand it.
Okay, what we got?
Look, I think I got it. It's unbelievable.
Go on.
Bishop g5. Rook takes d1. Rook A takes d1. Right?
Brilliant. Well done.
That's working, right?
Well done. Yep, that's
you
right.
don't see it. It's so crazy.
Yeah,
My
that's
goodness.
crazy. We trap the queen. And we
My
win an
goodness.
exchange.
It's
Incredible.
beautiful.
Beautiful. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was it from our tactics section. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you played it a bit for yourself. It is a training for all of us. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Lawrence, we see... Oh, you're
Thank
flying.
you.
You're flying.
I'm flying now. I was on the bridge and now I'm flying.
We see each other soon enough. Bye-bye, guys.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.